Lopez media workout, and he said in the future he would like to face you. Hopefully it'll happen, it goes up in weight. You know, what do you think about that fight in the future?
Listen, if the fight's there, I'll take it, no problem. You know, they're not running about and saying I'm running from them and scared of them. I'm scared of no one. Yeah, the guy's a clown. But yeah, if the fight's there and it happens, You know, see what happens. Anything's possible.
Do you want to wait at one? Would you wait for him at 140, or you're not going to wait too long? And then
see what happens. Whatever the big fights, whatever the biggest fight there is at the time, whatever's happening. You know, obviously I've got own goals and ambitions myself. I want to move up to 147. I want to become a two-weight world champion. You know, I want to keep putting Scotland on the map. Be one of Scotland's ever only champions to be a two-weight undisputed world champion. You know, it's a massive goal in mind. So a massive ambition. So. I've got my own goals and targets that I want to do as well in my career as well. But if that fight's there, I'll take it, no problem.
Is that Terence Crawford and Porter winner? Is that we're eyeing at?
Yeah, of course. I would love to have these fights. You know, Ugases and that as well. Yeah, Spence's, all these guys. All these guys are massive fights for me, and fights that I feel I can win and capable of winning. So yeah, I've got goals and ambitions in myself that I want to do at the minute. You know?
Who wins that Crawford and Porter fight? Just curious, just seeing that you're undisputed yourself and one of the top pound for pound.
I think Crawford wins that fight. I think he outmaneuvers Porter. Although Porter is a tough night for anyone. You know, he makes it very physical, gets in your face, gets on your chest, and gets low and hits you anywhere. You know, he's very crude, so he'll hit you. If it's there, he'll hit you somewhere. You know, so he's a tough night for anyone. But I think Crawford can weather the storm and outbox him and win that fight.
With Tank Davis being your radar also as well, you know, as we see him, they went up to 140 facing Mario Bollocks.
Listen, anything's possible in boxing. You know, I don't avoid anyone or anything. I'll fight anybody. I've proved that already. So I'll fight anybody. You know, so anything's possible in boxing.
What's your take on his team saying that you wouldn't sell out an arena over here versus Tank?
Sorry.
What's your take on Leonard saying that you wouldn't sell over here in the arena?
I can't hear you.
He said, what is your take on the movie that they said that you can't sell an arena?
I can sell an arena. The only time I couldn't sell an arena was the last time here, because it was restrictions. It was restricted to 1,000 people in the hall. There was no fans allowed to come over. All the travel restrictions and stuff like that. If everything was open like it usually was 2 years ago, I'd have brought an army over with me. I'd have brought thousands over with me from Scotland and the UK. I'd have brought thousands over with me. So that claim is a lot of old bollocks, that one.
What do you think it takes a replacement, Isaac? Just seeing the fact that originally.
I don't know who he is. I've never saw him boxing. No doubt it'll be a rollover. I don't know. I don't want to disrespect the opponent or whatever, but I've never heard of him and never saw him box. So.
Devin Haney just said that you would beat Teofimo Lopez. What's your reaction to what he said?
He said what, sorry?
That you would beat Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, of course I would, yeah.
Are you going to knock him out?
If that fight happens, I would show him who's the real dog at 140 if it happens, you know. So all this talk he's trying to cash in, so listen, it is what it is, he's playing the game.
Do you think Bob would even set that up, like seeing the fact that, you know, he's went over and done kind of some stuff with Triller and overmatched him? Why would he reward Teofimo to face you opposed to, I guess, giving you what you want?
I don't know, ask Teofimo. Ask Teofimo. I've really no interest in the guy, really. But if the fight happens, you know.
Do you think Bob would even risk that? Like, you know, seeing
I don't think it's a risk.
For him, I mean, to send
for
it to
him,
you.
of course, it's a massive fight for him, isn't it? It's him cashing in. It's him getting his lottery win. You know, I think he's avoiding Kambosos. I think he's a wee bit scared of him. I think he's struggling to make the weight anyway. I think that's why he keeps pulling out.
Are you saying Teo's struggling?
I think he's struggling to make the weight. I think that's why he keeps pulling out. I think he's scared the rematch with Loma as well. Because he knows he fought an injured Lomachenko, so I think Lomachenko on full cylinders beats him.
How long are you planning on staying at 140?
I could do my whole career at 140 if I wanted to.
A rematch with Teofimo versus Lomachenko, would it still be the same in favor for Teofimo? 100% Lomachenko if he was in the ring?
No, it's a good fight. You know, I'm not going to sit here and talk shit. It's a good fight, and I think Lopez done awesome in that last fight. You know, he performed well. He got the tactics right. He got the game plan perfect on the night. You know, he done it well. I just think Lomachenko was a little bit injured. You know, he also started a little bit too late, which once he got started, Lopez was on the back foot. You know, and was really struggling. So I think in the rematch, Loma goes earlier and he wins that fight.
What does it take for, like, I guess, Regis to deserve a rematch with you, seeing the fact that you had a great fight, but obviously you won and you outperformed and took his belt? Does Regis have to, move up?
He needs to get back up the scale. He needs to get back up the ladder. Again, I'm open to any fight. So he needs to climb back up the ladder. I've got all the belts. I'm looking to do other things. I'm looking to become 2-weight world champion. I'm looking to be in massive fights. So that's my goals and ambitions. I think maybe Progress needs to get a couple of another big fights under his belt. Then we'll see what happens. I'm not shutting down any fight with anybody. So let's see what happens. See what comes my way.
If Regis and Jose Ramirez fought each other, seeing that you fought the best in the division and cleared it out, who would win that fight?
I think that's a good fight. I think it's a very tough fight. I think Ramirez is a lot stronger than Prograis, a lot more physical than Prograis. Prograis is not the most physically strong, doesn't punch the hardest, but it's a good fight. Prograis is slick, he could use his boxing, but I think when you let Ramirez, get his momentum going, he can be quite tough for people and quite physically strong. So it's an interesting fight.
How much bigger has your star become since coming undisputed at 140?
Yeah, there's been a lot more sort of media stuff, and we're a lot more well known now. Especially over here. It's grown over here. My fan base over here has grown in my last couple of fights. So it's getting bigger. It's just getting bigger and better every time.
Do you like it? You seem like a quiet kind of reserved guy, but do you like the attention?
It doesn't bother me. I'm not. All right, how you going? I'm not a show pony, man. I'm not one for all the cameras and that. It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. It's part of the job. So, it's cool. It's got its perks and stuff. So, I just go about my every day-to-day life. Really, I'm just a normal guy, man.
Would you fight Ramirez again?
Ramirez? I don't think there's any point in fighting Ramirez. I don't think he only won 3 rounds. I don't even think the fight was close. Despite what the judges said, which was disgusting.
Or the referee
and the referee, give him long counts, always on my back, always pushing me back, and always pulling me, and it was just the fight wasn't even close. I think Ramirez only won 3 rounds.
Josh, we have Devin Haney over here that for him it's hard to make 135 already, so he is gonna go up to 140. What do you think of him, and do you even consider fighting him one day?
Like I say, I'm open to anything. If anything comes my way and it's right for me at the time, of course we'll take it. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's very slick. Obviously, I see things in his game that I think I can expose and beat him. And if me and him fought, would I win? Yes. So, but he is a good fighter. Having said that, very good fighter.
What do you think about you're a student of the game, right? You watch boxing. You've been a part of boxing all your life. Who are some of the guys that you enjoy watching as a fight fan, as far as a lot of up-and-comers or even world champions for that matter?
To be fair, I don't watch a lot of boxing anymore. It's more the fighters that I watched when I was growing up. I watched your Cottos, your Kawasaki's, your Mayweathers, your Pacquiao's, and all that. So I watched all these guys, Sugar Ray Leonard, and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, I don't really pay much attention. Focus on myself and learning and getting better all the time. I watch the big fights when they're on. I'm interested in them and like watching all the big fights that are going on. But in terms of actually following the sport and ins and outs, and I don't really follow it that much, to be fair. But also I love the fighting game, but I don't follow it that much.
Well, let me ask you this. Question, changing gears. Anthony Joshua has been in the States recently. I know he's been moving around trying to find what appears to be a new trainer. There was rumors of him maybe teaming up with Eddie Reynoso, but now I believe it's rumors of him meeting up with Ronnie Shields, the great Ronnie Shields out of Houston. I know he trains the Charlo brother. What are your thoughts on that as far as, from a fighter standpoint, switching trainers?
Well, I think he's switched trainers once or twice now. Well, he's always had Rob. All right, Eddie. How you doing, mate? He's always had Rob in his corner. I don't know if Rob McCracken is still going to be there or not, but what he's doing is, and I can understand it, he's trying to better himself, improve himself. He's trying to work on things that he wants to work on and improve on. So, from a fighter and a champion, you've got to respect it, because he's trying to better himself and improve himself. So nothing but respect him. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's trying to correct his wrongs. So you can only respect him for that. He's still hungry. He still wants to learn. Still wants to improve. So you can only respect that.
And what do you feel as far as Joshua would need to do in the future, man? continuously get back to where he was
I think if he does, are you talking about the rematch with Usyk?
Yeah, he's gonna fight Usyk.
I think if he does anything close to what he did the last time, it's the same result. What I think, and I said this on the lead up towards the first fight, what I think Joshua needs to do is use his natural size and ability and strength, you know, his size and strength, his weight advantage, you know, his natural, he's massive, you know, compared to Usyk, it's huge. Is impose that size and strength straight away from the first bell, put Usyk on the back foot, like sort of closing up, pushing him back, tiring him out, making him fight a little bit dirty, sort of hit him around the shoulders, hit him around the back, hit him around the head. Make it dirty and make it real physical and real tiring sort of fight for Usyk right from the off, you know. If he does that, makes it a little bit more of, you know, imposing the strength, just pushing forward a little bit more all the time, putting Usyk on the back foot. You know, I'm not saying go in and go reckless and go out and just throw punches. It's educated forward front foot pressure, keeping the smaller guy on the back foot and using his size and strength. I think that's what he needs to do, and if he can do that, he can win it.
What do you think about Fury? What do you think about Fury?
Anything else, what he did the last time, it's the same result.
What do you think about Fury and White? Seeing the fact that's going to be the next heavyweight fight for Tyson.
That's Fury's. I don't even think that's a question who wins that one. That's Fury's fight. That one.
Is it easy? Like why?
I think that's an easy fight for Fury. Yeah.
What is it? Because Dillian White's not as technical, or it's just?
I just think Fury's level is above where Dillian White is. You know, I just think, no disrespect to Dillian White, he's a good fighter. If he catches with that punches, and you're in trouble. But I just think Fury's too long in the tooth for that now. You know, he's went above that level now. He's at the top.
What about Usyk and Tyson Fury?
I think that's a very good fight. I think that's the only fighter that gets near Tyson, you know, in the heavyweight division. You know, that's going to be a kind of chess match. I think of a boxing match. That I think it would be a real chess match. Again, you can't bet against Fury. You know, he's brilliant, but so is Usyk. So. But I just think his unpredictability of Fury and the natural size and the boxing brain as well. I think Fury maybe edge it just.
Mikey Garcia, I know there was a lot of talks of him in the past, of him wanting to fight you. I know that they were speculating as far as maybe potentially offering you, or you offering him a fight. But he recently took a really tough defeat, man, against a Spaniard, Sandro Martin, I believe. Yeah. What is your thoughts as far as that fight, and were you surprised with the outcome?
I never seen the fight, but I wasn't surprised with the outcome. You know, due to the fact that, you know, Mikey Garcia is a great fighter. You know, I just think it's the time off, the inactivity of him not being in the gym and sort of in the ring to fight and stuff. I just think the inactivity of him in recent has been probably the telling factor. I think that's probably what it was. I never seen the fight, but you know, Mikey, with all due respect, is not the fighter as what he was in his prime. You know.
What do you think he would have to do to get back to that? I mean, obviously he fought what many call the boogeyman at 147, jumping up from 135, 140, jumping to 147 is not his natural weight class. But you know, he dared to be great, and you know, he took a lot.
You've got to respect it. He's took all the big fights. He took challenges that are massive, you know, and he's tried it, you know. So you've got to respect him. I like Mikey. I've got a lot of time for Mikey. You know, I don't know. I don't know what he's got to do. We go back to the drawing board. Maybe stay in the gym. I don't know if he's always in the gym or not. I don't know. Just I don't know. It's a hard question to answer. That only Mikey can tell you that one.
No, Josh, I have to ask. I never got a chance to talk to you, but Sean Porter spoke highly of like sparring you and things like that. Just what was that experience of sparring Sean Porter way back when?
Yeah, that was back in 2016, 2017, I think it was. I think it was 2016 actually. Yeah, it was a long time ago. That was a great experience for myself. You know, Sean Porter had been in big fights at the time. So that was a great experience for me, and you know, in the sparring, I was more than holding my own, you know. So I did really well.
That's what he was saying. Speaking highly of you.
Yeah, I did really well, you know, and the sparring was great. So I also got to spar with Ugas that trip as well. So yeah, I did brilliant with the two of them. So yeah, it was a real good experience for me at the time, and learning a lot of stuff as well. So yeah, it was good. And it was we were training out at Porter's gym at the time, so he sort of done the hospitality for us for the trip that last time. So yeah, I like Porter as well. He's a tough night for anybody.
What did Kenny say when he saw you for the first time when you were there? His dad.
Yeah, he was sort of impressed. I think he was impressed with what I saw as well. You know, it was good sparring. You know, it was good work, and I learned a lot at the time as well. So yeah, it was good.
What did Ugas think? What was Ugas's when you sparred him? What
Yeah,
was
it was good sparring as well. That was good sparring as well. You know, I more than held him on with the two of them. So yeah, it was really good, and it just, you know.
Was he shocked when you I
wouldn't say shocked. You know, you get good sparring everywhere you go. You know, so. So yeah, it was good. It was good at the time. So yeah.
What do you think of Ugas and Errol Spence?
Sorry?
Errol Spence versus Ugas?
I think Errol Spence in that one. Yeah, I think Errol Spence in that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. I won't take too much of your time. I really appreciate all the time.